Hey guys, I'm here today with Beth Wade, one of my favorite admins for Badass Bodyworkers, and we just wanted to hop on real quick and, especially with all the new members, let you guys know what is a Badass Bodyworker. We know the name sounds super, super cool, but there's actually a lot of meaning behind it. So we wanted to hop on today and talk to you guys a little bit about what that means. Beth is in Chicago. I am in Baton Rouge, New Orleans area. So, we're running like this amazing group where there's these amazing badass women all over the United States really working to make an impact in this industry.
No.
But I'll let Beth do a little short intro about herself since she's been adminning with me for a while and kind of let you get to know one of our favorite people.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, my name is Beth, and I am the owner and lead massage therapist at Twisted Roots Chicago, which is located in the Loop, and it is a women's wellness spa. We offer massage, cupping therapy, skincare, and acupuncture with a female focus. And I've known Rebecca now for
It's been like 3 or 4 years
4
online,
years,
right?
probably, something like that. And I don't even remember how we connected, but through the magic of Facebook, we connected somehow. And it's been a trip watching Badass Bodyworkers grow and ebb and flow, and people come and go, and just the group keeps getting better and better, and things keep shifting. So
And refining, like we're really like even ourselves, we're really starting to realize like how we view ourselves and how badass we want to be. But I know a lot of people actually don't read the group description, which is fine because we're all in groups that we don't do that, right? But we kind of wanted to go over that a little bit, the group like general rules and description, and then put our own twist on things. But Badass Body Workers is for all females. The majority of us are solopreneurs, self-employed. Some of us have a few employees. Some of us work for other people. Some of us are straight out of school. That's fine. Massage therapists, estheticians, yoga instructors, holistic body workers. There's anybody who puts their hands on another human being in the holistic health field, I would consider a body worker. But I wanted to show people, whether you're a student or a veteran, that you can be successful in this industry and you don't constantly have to burn yourself out, and you can have accountability partners, empower people, and you can help each other reach each other's goals, because helping someone else reach their goals is never going to hinder your own. But we're very supportive, encouraging, positive, creative community. We want to help you find your ideal clientele, avoid burnout. We want to help you just not spread yourself so thin, because women especially, which is one reason why it's women only, is we tend to be very judgmental of ourselves and care too much about what people think, and very easily triggered. And let's be honest, especially while we're on our cycle, it gets even worse. So having a group of women together, there's definitely a lot of potential for things to go awry, and they have every now and then, but we're quick to shut it down. But we want to really help you like flourish and thrive in this business and cut out the drama that is often found in other Facebook groups. But we do giveaways, we do meetups, we do challenges, and we really provide a lot of like in-person stuff too as well, in community, not just online, because I'm not the type that Beth isn't either, not the type to just sit behind a screen all day. Like we want to be there in person,
yeah.
with you and meeting people and really making a huge splash in this industry. Waves, actually, not a splash. So I didn't know if you needed to elaborate on any of that, Beth, or if I got most of it.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I've really liked about Badass Bodyworkers is I was able to start a local chapter of Badass Bodywork, chapter if you want to call it that, group here in the Chicago area, and we've had several in-person meetups and get-togethers. It's not just it's not just online. It's not just these vague people that are out there, and being keyboard warriors. I think it's really important to make those connections in real life. And also so many other massage groups that you go into and you look at, it's all just a dumping ground for CE classes and job postings. And there's no discussion, there's no topics that are talked about, there's no suggestion,
Yeah.
there's no support. It's at least on the local level. And it's just, and I feel like there's this mindset out there that we're all in competition with each other.
Oh my God.
And it shouldn't be a competition. It should be a collaboration, because quite honestly, the kind of service that I deliver to my clients, no one else is doing. I very rarely get massaged because I'm always so disappointed, because I know that what I'm delivering to my clients is at a whole different level. So
If
I'm
y'all
not
could,
worried about competition.
if y'all could only hear Beth's France offspring about the massages that she's gotten, it's so fucking funny. But we'll maybe save that for another day. Maybe that should be like bonus content and Badass
Yeah.
Bodyworkers is Beth's friend.
My many, many shitty massages. But I think that's one of the difference with Badass Body Workers to some of the other groups, especially the giant free groups where there's tens of thousands of people, is it gets super catty super quickly, and that's the other thing too. Like women busting down other women that's the patriarchy. Like having women compete with each other is bullshit. We shouldn't be competing with each other. We should be supporting one another. And that's one of the things that makes you a badass, is to support other women rather than tear them down.
Thank you. And of course, we all go through our own stuff. And, I've definitely been triggered by quite a few things. But as you just said, like being a keyboard warrior and meeting somebody in person, oh my God, it's a night and day difference. Like so many of us, and this is actually one reason why I started Babs, is because people tend to compare their behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reels. And I am no stranger to being vulnerable and showing people how I fucked up, which is a lot. Trust me, I fucked up a lot and I'm still fucking up, but I want other people to learn from it. And, I feel like there's a way to show people your vulnerability and still be that strong person and help other people, without just letting yourself stay at that rock bottom, I love interacting with people. One of the things I put here in the group description is, when badasses don't sit around and just absorb like a sponge, they actually implement, they're participating in their self-growth and their self-development, and they're not ashamed of it at all. They're not ashamed of talking about their mistakes or their wins, which is even more important to me because women tend to be scared about bragging on themselves, and I find it to be such an incredible thing. Like, whenever our other admin had messaged us the other day and bragged about how much she sold in her packages, and instead of being like, oh my God, we're so jealous, we're like, holy shit, you're such an inspiration. We can do this too. Like, let's do this. But we're all passionate and ambitious. We're not, we have our fair share of bullshit in our lives, but we don't like to bullshit around with people, waste each other's time. We really value our time. We're intentional. We want to grow our business. We want to educate ourselves. We're not just going to sit around and take a CEU course just because our state says we need to take that course, which obviously, of course, we need to renew our license. But every course that I've taken in the past 2 or 3 years almost has not been approved by my state. Obviously, I took the BS online courses I needed to get my approvals, but I learn what I want to learn for my clients, not just to collect pieces of paper.
Sure. And I think a lot of therapists do that. I've been to a lot of CE classes where vast majority of the therapists in there are just there, are just in there for to collect the hours, and not because they actually want to learn a new technique or anything.
I know. And, there's nothing wrong with collecting the hours either, but I'm over here like, this is going to benefit my clients. Like, why wouldn't I take this? Like that $300 class I just spent, I just made it back up in 3 clients, so it's about learning the value of your time and your investments. Badasses really know how to properly invest in their business, and, create strategies to help propel their success. They're intentional with it. They're not just going to follow the sheeple and take, whatever class or do whatever strategy everyone else is doing. They're going to be innovative and do their own thing and be pioneers in this industry. You don't make changes by not being innovative. You have to be original, be creative.
You gotta step outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, Beth. Thank you. I had a lot of caffeine, so
you gotta step outside of your comfort zone. You can't let fear be your guiding principle, because in work or in life in general, because otherwise, your fear is bullshit, and it's going to tell you that you can't and you shouldn't. So then you won't, and then you sit there, and then you die, and you're like, well, that was a waste. So,
I don't know if it was you, Beth, or somebody else that coined the term like concern police. Oh, I'm just concerned for you.
Oh, the concern trolls. Yes.
The concern police or the mother hens. I'm just concerned.
Yeah. Yeah, like people come popping out of the woodwork. That's why I don't talk business with a lot of people other than my husband. I don't really talk about my business with other people who are not also in own a business generally and
You don't
specifically
ask for
in this
business.
industry
Well,
because they
you
don't
don't
get
ask
it.
business advice from somebody that you don't want to be like.
No. Yeah. Well, exactly. You gotta who are you spending the most of your time with? Look at those 5 people, and that's
Or
a
5 cats.
reflection. Yeah, that's a reflection of who you are and where you are right now in this moment in time. Is who are you spending your time with? You know, like who's influencing you? Who are you talking to? Who's whispering in your ear? Who is supporting you and encouraging you or discouraging you?
Well,
You know?
that counts too for behind the screen because so much time in our lives now with technology is behind the screen, not in person. So that also counts for what
Oh
Facebook
yeah,
groups you're in, how much, what YouTube channels you're watching, like how you spend your time.
it's how you spend your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in best case, it's a lot with her cats.
I have one cat. She's over there.
I know, and I can't stop talking about my new puppy, but I don't want to get off on a tangent.
No. I think another important thing when you're going to be a badass body worker, is boundaries. Having solid boundaries, having the confidence in yourself and knowing your self-worth so that you can establish and hold your boundaries, because otherwise you're going to get walked all over. And it's so interesting to me that when a woman is confident and she slaps down a boundary, she's suddenly a bitch. And it's like, no, she's just putting down a boundary. And it's so funny to me that it feels so weird when women do put down a boundary, that we all go, and I do it too. I find myself having that reaction as well, but I'm self-aware enough to go, okay, this is me reacting because it's so unusual for women to do this, what men just do all the time very naturally, and we just accept without thinking about it. So I think that's part of being a badass body worker, is establishing boundaries and honoring them, because that's how you're going to also honor yourself.
Well, not just boundaries, and I know we did a video on this before, but following your intuition. Women tend to go online just to validate reasons why they should not follow their intuition. And it's like, you've already answered your own question. Why are you trying to talk yourself out of not listening to your belly button, as you say?
Well, yeah, the belly button, right? I mean, that's like when I see massage therapists post this, oh, this guy came in and he said this and he did that. Is he a creeper? If you're in here asking, you already know the answer, and that answer is yes.
I'm going to link that video below because I know we can go off on a huge rant about that. But to me, something else about being a badass body worker is, going the extra mile. And like you said, but setting those boundaries with people. You can go extra miles for your clients, but still have clear boundaries, such as cancellation policy. You don't let people take advantage of your time. You can be empathetic and generous, but at the same time, like, hold your space and learn how to say no to people.
Yeah.
And this is the next thing I wanted to touch upon too, that people tend to do all the time. But oh my God, the quickness that people get so easily offended and triggered, and they can't take constructive feedback. So if you're able to take constructive feedback, and I was just talking to Beth about this before we hopped on the video, about how a lot of things in my personal life have recently come to my attention from a different perspective. And it's made me realize, other people's perspectives of some of the actions that I've been taking in my own life, and thinking to myself, holy shit, they're right. Maybe I do need to do some inner work and reflect on this, or talk to my counselor about this. I didn't automatically go into defense mode and be like, oh my God, you're wrong about that. That's not true. There's no way. And let my ego get the better of me. It's important to take feedback from people like a fucking boss. And as another empathetic human who also makes mistakes, because none of us are perfect. And I think looking within yourself and learning how to, I don't believe people change. I believe people adapt. But learning how to adapt yourself to certain situations, or how to control your, how to respond to people instead of react, is a huge part of just being a badass in general.
Yeah, well, you have to have, first of all, self-awareness, which a lot of people don't have. And then also, you have to have, it just slipped out of my mind. You have to have self-awareness, and you also have to have emotional maturity too. Like, I think it's a mark of an emotionally mature person where you can take feedback from somebody and take it and say thank you and have gratitude for that feedback, because how other people perceive you is, I mean, it's important, right? Especially in this industry where, if you are a solo practitioner, you do own your business, you are your business, you're the face of your business. And if you're going around like an asshole, pissing people off, and then you don't have any business, you're like, but why? And somebody comes to you and says, well, it's because you're an asshole. Instead of flipping out and saying, how dare you? And I can't believe that you said that to me. Take a step back and go, maybe I am an asshole, or whatever the case may be.
Or maybe I'm getting creepy people reach out to me because all of my Facebook profile pictures show my cleavage and like super short skirts, which there's nothing wrong with that. But as a therapist, you have to portray yourself in a certain manner. And that's, we have to portray ourselves. And like when people meet me in person, they say, you're literally the same person online as you are in person. I'm like, yeah, because my memory's too shit to lie. I don't have time to sit here and like create a facade,
right.
And that's important too, is like I said, taking that feedback and growing from it, not being stuck in the same, like, what's that quote, Beth? Is like, people are comfortable in their misery, or it's so much easier to be comfortable in your misery than it is to get out of your comfort zone. Just
probably. It's easy. It's easy to stay in your comfort zone because it's safe, right? It feels that's comfortable, right? I mean, that's it. Nobody wants to be uncomfortable. We naturally have an aversion to being uncomfortable. So of course it's weird to step outside your comfort zone, and it takes practice, and it's okay. And you don't have to start off doing something giant and big and super fucking scary, white knuckled excitement. You can little things like practice stepping outside of your comfort zone with small things. And it could be something as mundane and silly seeming as ordering a different thing at the coffee shop, because you always, just start to make those little shifts that take you one baby step at a time outside of your comfort zone. And next thing you know, you're going to be, coming up with the next $1 million idea, because that one day you said, okay, enough's enough. I'm going to change the way I drive to work today. And tomorrow I'm going to change my order at the coffee shop. And the next day I'm going to change the color of my hair, or, like all these little things are building blocks.
Or just changing up your playlist too.
Sure.
I was going to say something, but then I got distracted. I'm sorry. Beth, I can't help it. I got distracted by him. But yeah, going out of your comfort zone is so incredibly important. That's the only thing that's like permanent in life, right, is change. And I remember like a few weeks ago, whenever I was going through some major shifts in my business, which were shifts that I did not plan on, that happened to me unintentionally, outside of my own doing. You guys supported me, but y'all didn't coddle me. You're like, Rebecca, what led up to this moment?
Right.
Reflect. Let's look back on the decisions that you made and the actions that were taken and the actions of other people, and let's grow from here. Y'all didn't shoot me down. Y'all didn't say, well, you deserve this, or you had it coming. You said, like, how can I support you in this? I'm so sorry. What did you learn from it? And right. I think that's important too, is helping people grow, is not throwing them under the bus or saying, I told you so. It's, oh shit, well, you learned something from it. What was it? And how can you move on from here? And that's
right.
important.
Well, and that's part of supporting one another, and in a badass way, is to, don't completely kick your friend, while she's down, but also at the same time, don't engage in that like negative positivity, like that toxic positivity, where we try to talk people out of their feelings, right? They're going, oh, I had this thing happen and I'm really angry about it. So they're going, oh, don't be angry about it. It'll be okay. No, go ahead, be angry about it. It's okay for you to be, it's okay for you to be angry about it. And so that goes along with the concern trolls, right? Like these people, you got the concern trolls and you got your toxic positivity. And it's like, I think really being a badass is allowing your friend the space and the time to process through her feelings. And then, you give her a couple, 2-3 days to do all of that. And then it's like, okay, well, what have you learned from this? And how are you going to be able to move on from this and grow from this?
Exactly. Or you don't judge them when they shut down their Facebook account for a week to process everything and then get back online. But that
It
goes back
happens. You know what? We're all human. We're all human.
back to having boundaries and needing space to process
Hmm.
and needing to, to learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, in Babs, there's no mother hens, or at least we try our best to kick those out. Like the people that are like, is that within your scope of practice? The concern trolls, the scope police, and the mother hens.
Just
Nah,
go police.
we don't. Oh my God. If I have another post that says, I want to buy a sauna, but what insurance covers it, or is this within my scope? Or I could like go on about all that, guys, or tax questions. Come on, like ask your local. One part of being a badass body workers is trusting that other professionals know what the fuck they're talking about because they went to school for it, for something that we didn't. We didn't
Yes.
have a master's in accounting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, being a badass is knowing when to outsource, knowing when to seek professional help. Coming into a Facebook group and asking about taxes is the most ludicrous thing in the world because it's different everywhere. Every municipality, every state has different requirements for business and for licensing and for taxes and pricing and rent and all. Stop asking that question. And that leads into my other note that I have here as to what makes you a badass body worker is know your numbers. So many therapists don't know their numbers. They don't know what their cost per service is, which allows them to price their services accordingly so that they can be profitable. They don't know what their general, like how much money have you made this year? If you ask them, like, I don't know. Like how much they pay themselves? Like, what do you mean? I don't know. So it's like, know your numbers because that's the lifeblood. That is the lifeblood of your business is your numbers. And people are like, oh, I don't like math. It's not math, girl. It is accounting. It is your business. You want to be a business owner?
Now that's a mistake I made. I wasn't putting aside money for taxes, and now I accumulated all these late fees from
Right. You learned your lesson.
Yeah, oh, big lesson learned. But
yeah.
So it's funny that you say that, Beth, because part of being a badass too is not being afraid of abundance. A lot of us are so scared. We're in that martyr
or healer mindset.
Yes, but with me, like I'm not scared of abundance at all. However, I'm really, really great at making money. Allocating it out is a whole different story, and that's where I went wrong like several times.
There's an opportunity for you then to get to talk with somebody who knows how to, like a financial planner or a CPA or something like that. There's an opportunity then to talk with somebody that does know about that.
Going back to professionals knowing what they're doing, we expect our clients to trust our expertise.
Yeah.
No, this is, like Beth said, this is your lifeline. Don't play around with your business, ladies. Like, things don't have to be that difficult. Things really can be simple.
They can be. I'm all for simplicity. The three core values of my spa are joy, purpose, and ease. And I try to infuse that in everything in my business, from me all the way to my employees, to my clients, like their client experience, joy, purpose, ease. I want those three core values to shine through at every level in my business.
Stop. Sorry, my dog is like bouncing the table on stuff. I'm sorry if it was wiggly. That was not a Louisiana.
We're having an earthquake in Louisiana.
No, those are hurricanes. At least I don't have to deal with snowstorms like you, but that's good. But yeah, Beth and I just wanted to make this video and talk about what exactly is a Badass Bodyworker. And if you are a concerned police or a scope police or concerned troll, as Beth calls them, or mother hen, not for you. If you're a male, this group is not for you. It is an all-female group because there's a certain mindset and energy that comes with the feminine and comes with being a female, and we just open up more around each other. Sometimes it's catty and we had to dial that back a bit, but we can just be more vulnerable with each other around all females. I have nothing against men whatsoever. I love them, but simply my target market is female solopreneurs in the holistic wellness industry. It's simple as that. That's why men are allowed in the group, because it's not my target market.
Right. It's still important for women to have spaces just for women.
Oh yeah, and a lot of the business advice I give people, comes from men, and it comes from people not in the massage industry. And I think it's important to look outside of our own industry as
Oh,
well,
yeah.
and from other professionals. Like
Mhm.
some of the best advice I've got from business is by one of my clients who owns a series of UPS stores, and
Well,
it has nothing to do with massage therapy.
well, business principles are business principles, no matter what the industry is, and no matter if you're providing a product or a service. I mean, there's unavoidable or unmoving business, business 101 stuff that applies to everything and everybody. And I think
Except
it's
for
smart.
massage school, which they don't teach us any of that.
No, they don't. They really don't. And that's not their job. That's not their business, is to teach us business.
Yes, but we're here to help teach you all the stuff that you should have learned in massage school. So that's one of the whole points of our group here, is to help you like learn those skills that you should have learned in massage school, but you didn't. And at times, I'll leave this off with this last thing, but times are constantly evolving and changing. We have social media now. Nobody's using yellow pages. Like, this isn't 30 years ago. I've had therapists reach out to me and be like, how dare you want to teach other people? Like, you've only been a therapist for 10 years. I've been in this industry for 30 or 40. And I'm like, so who cares?
Yeah, time in the industry is irrelevant as far as having the intelligence and the information that a modern therapist needs to be successful.
Socially savvy. We didn't have Facebook Live 5 years ago. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
All these free resources that we have with social media pages, like, Yelp and Nextdoor and Google. I mean, I'm here to like teach you how to utilize all of that to enhance your business as well, not, be stuck posting on back pages, Craigslist or Yellow Pages. So yeah, part of being a BAB
So
is,
you get that creeper guy.
oh God. Yeah, I have a story to tell you after I'll just tell it now, but I put a listing on Craigslist to rent out one of the extra rooms in my spa, and I put it on my local newspaper and everything. I posted it in a bunch of different pages, and I got a bunch of inquiries, except this one dude from Craigslist was like, I'm not interested in renting a room, but do you do sensual massage? And part of me wanted to reach out to him and be like, fuck you, that's not what we do, and this isn't cool. But then I'm like, you know what? Is my energy worth it? No, it's not. I just simply deleted the email and moved on. I didn't let it trigger me. I didn't let it bother me. I was a little annoyed in the moment, acknowledged that I was irritated, and then I deleted it and moved on. I did not let it, like, you said that your stuff at your spa is joy, purpose, and ease. One of mine is if it doesn't, there was a quote. It was, this is not for the spa, this is for my personal life. And so if it doesn't bring you happiness, orgasms, or income, it's not worth your time.
That's right.
So yeah, I respond to it. So, but yeah, we just wanted to drop on here and have a little chat about what it means to be a badass body worker. And I'm sure everyone.
And it doesn't mean being a bitch. That's for
Yes.
sure. We've got that. Yes, badass does not mean being a bitch. It doesn't mean being an unempathetic harpy. That's for sure. That is actually the opposite of being a badass.
Yeah. So. Have empathy and compassion, but have boundaries. Not that difficult. Things really don't have to be that difficult. Don't be triggered. Don't be a bitch. Have boundaries.
Have emotional maturity to take a step back from a situation and reply instead of react.
Yeah. And I think all this goes, into one sum total of the golden rule of just treat people like you want to be treated. Not that difficult, ladies. But let you guys go. We just wanted to swing by and talk about what our version of being a badass is and what this group is about. So if you have any comments, just drop them below, and we'll add that to our roster of what being a badass is. Bye.